Hello, in this video, we will introduce processing primitive data type values as objects. A primitive data type value is not an object, but it can be wrapped in an object using a wrapper class in the Java API. In Java, we have primitive data type and object type. The reason we use primitive data type is that it is fast. It performs better. But a lot of time we have to use objects. Some of the methods, when you pass the arguments to invoke the method, you have to pass objects. So what you do, you have a primitive data type value, you can wrap it into object and pass it. So in Java, you have the corresponding wrapper classes for all the primitive data type. For int, it's integer. For double, it's double. For character here, the primitive data type, it's the character, the class. For Boolean, and this is the Boolean. So it's all here in Java. And we now take a look in this section, look at this integer and double. So this is the integer class, and this is the double class. And see, they are very similar. So they have this constant, max value and mean value. So for the double has max value and mean value. And this value here, int, is wrapped in the object. So the object has all the constructors and has all the methods here. So return the int value, return the long value, return the float value, return double value here, and value of is, this is the return the integer for specified integer string, and this is the value of, and this is to return integer for the specified string using specified index. And also you have the pass int right here, and a pass int with the specified radix. And this is for the double. They're all very similar. You can construct a wrap object either from a primitive data type value or from a string representing the numeric value. For example, you can use double value of this 5.0 or this double dot value of this string. And for the integer, integer dot value of, and integer dot value of with the string 5. The constructor here, it is given right here. You see the constructor right here? The constructor, you can use it, but it's now, it is deprecated. It's, you should use this value of to create a wrapper object rather than using the constructor. The reason is it is more efficient. So I'm going to give you an example. You can see this, the difference. If you use this constructor, integer 32, so you have x1 and x2. Now you see this x1, x2, they are not the same object. So this is the, you completed two different objects. But if you use this integer dot value of 32, 32, so you have x3, x4, you're going to have the exactly the same object. It is it is better to use this value of. So because the object, one object in your program can be shared. And this integer object is immutable. You cannot, once you create the integer object, you cannot change it. So it doesn't matter here. So you just have one representing same value, 32. This is, it's very desirable. So you can also use this, assign this 32 to x5. This is the same as this integer value of 32. So now you can see they're all the same. So this is the same, point to the same object. So you're creating only one object. If you use this new integer constructor, you're creating different objects, although they're the same value. But there's one caution here in the Java API. So here is, this behavior is actually not guaranteed. So that's something is a drawback. So this is not guaranteed, but it's still recommended that what we're going to use is use the integer dot value of. So like here in this case, if you have integer dot value of 128, and this is another integer dot value of 128. So what you see, this x, y, and they're actually false. Then this equals false because they're not the same object. So it's not guaranteed they'll be creating exactly the same object. So this is the constant, the maximum integer, minimum integer. So this is all the methods here. And so there's all the other methods. And so please read this section and to see how you use all these methods. They are really simple and easy to understand. That is all for this section. Thank you for watching.